Like, dude, I forgot how stony baloney this album is. It starts with a real-time phone call, and then a synthy Lord of the Rings theme melts into an acid trip nightmare, and then the person on the other end of the phone starts speaking. What's up, Black Bean Burgers? Welcome to another episode of Guarsenio's High School CD Booklet Review, the YouTube show where I go through all of my high school CDs and justify my choices to strangers. Today, we're talking about one of my high school generation's big four bands, Coheed and Cambria, and their album, In Keeping Secrets of the Silent Earth 3 Part 2 The Remix. It's a long title. So I would say the big four bands of my teen years were My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, Taking Back Sunday, and Coheed and Cambria. Those weren't necessarily my favorite bands, but they were definitely the biggest bands amongst teenagers when I was a teenager. Those first three bands make total sense as popular acts in the culture, but Coheed and Cambria being as big as they were is fucking ridiculous. It's awesome, but what? Don't get me wrong, Coheed was always dropping catchy singles. The first time I heard Favor House Atlantic, it made me want to drive to an ice cream shop and wish that summer would never end. But like, everyone in this band looks like a side character in a John Carpenter movie. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome to look like that. I just wouldn't normally associate that with what teens are interested in. And like, the rest of this album sounds nothing like the singles. Who the fuck is this for? This fucking album is Pink Floyd's The Wall meets Sunny Day Real Estate meets Vivian Campbell era Dio, and all the lyrics are gibberish from a comic book no one's read, yet somehow this is a hit fucking record? What's going on? What are the rules anymore? Jesus Christ! But no, seriously, I fucking love this album. It just genuinely defies all logic and the rules of society that this was popular, especially in the early 2000s. Like, dude, I forgot how stony baloney this album is. It starts with a real-time phone call, and then a synthy Lord of the Rings theme melts into an acid trip nightmare, and then the person on the other end of the phone starts speaking. That whole sequence is 2 minutes, and then the first actual Coheed song is an 8-minute prog bonanza about a space war where people are shooting each other with guns called jackhammers. And that's just not on that one song. Like, most of this record is just like contextless world building for a narrative story that doesn't fully exist yet, interspersed with like weirdly personal violent statements. Like, mid-song, it'll just feel like a subliminal message pops out of nowhere, like, warrior gnomes of space and time, riding out to Saturn, shoot your mom with a gun. This band has 86 million listens. But no, I think the key to this band's success is they write incredible riffs. All of their melodies and hooks are super catchy, so people are always willing to go on whatever ride they're taking them on. The controversial part of this band has always been Claudio's voice, and here's the thing. Shut the fuck up about it. Like, we get it, he's a tall man with a higher register singing voice, but you know what, he sounds great. It's enough already with this shit. I would hear those types of critiques all the time when I was a kid, and honestly, I still hear them today. Just a dumb dude like, oh, I can't get it in the vocals, shit sucks. Get the fuck out of here. Like, he's hitting all the notes properly. What do you want from him? How about if we want to say if a vocal performance sucks, we judge that on whether they hit all of the intended notes or not? Because look, man, every great artist or band has a unique vocalist. It's part of what makes them stand out. Give us a break! And that's how it should be, because honestly, when you have a vocalist that sounds like somebody else, eventually that's what leads you to be forgotten. But let's talk about this album art. Dude, this cover is way too boring for what a weed quest this album is. This looks like an educational version of Cards Against Humanity. This looks like a vampire movie set in the world of Math Blaster. This looks like the top half of every Batman comic book in 1993. This looks like the view from a bed and breakfast that lets you throw dynamite at birds. This looks like the opening of a Simpsons Halloween episodes where Principal Skinner cooks tilapia. This looks like a welcome pamphlet for the Church of Satan, and I mean that in the least complimentary way possible. This looks like the DVD cover of Planet Earth if David Attenborough Arrow was goth. But yeah, to sum up, this album is still a bop, dog. The mix on this is admittedly flat, but I kind of found it charming. You know, it's fun. It sounds like some lads walked into a practice space, plugged directly into the Marshall stacks, and jammed out a prog masterpiece. But yeah, that does it for this week's episode. If you want to let me know what you thought of the album or which singer you wish people would shut the fuck up about, there's the comment section. Next time, we got a brand new page, and it's gonna get weird. We got Obsession by 18 Visions. We got The Dead Walk by The Acacia Strain. Did I say their band name right? I have no idea. We got The Taste of Christmas and Slipknot's self-titled album. Oh my god!
It's 2 minutes to late night!